राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन नुराति रावणचारी रावणचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री राधा वृंदावन श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की, समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्यति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च नाम पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Welcome all of you. We are speaking today on a very important topic, taking initiative and avoiding lethargy, correct? Uh, Arjuna? So you table you got an idea. Huh? So I wrote many examples. So who took the initiative and then the purpose of initiative? And it's right or wrong? I should know. So let us see. So this is the topic for today. Power of action and detrimental effects of lethargy. Hmm. See, initiative is the foundation of success and progress. Actually, when you take an initiative in doing anything, you make a beginning in your life. Otherwise, beginning only doesn't happen. Anything good. Sometimes, how many of you have experienced that you have a plan to do some very great thing, big thing. Only thing is, it is so big that you don't know where to start. Anybody had experience? Correct, now? But your idea is a very amazing idea. So, because of idea being a very amazing idea, and you know that the whole world wants it. Everybody is looking for it. And you also know very well that, like one example I'll tell you. In my almost 8 years ago, I had purchased almost 5 to 6 series of value education books, like Garden of Life, Radhika Krishna Kumar. In Tamil Nadu, it's famous in many schools. And there is one, We Are the World, another series. Jivan Jyoti, another series. Like that, I have about 5, 6 series. These series are from standard 1 to standard 10. Value education books, moral science books. So I read the books, I underlined. Very, very beautiful books. I learned many things myself also. But I felt these books have some deficiency because they are not very Krishna conscious fully. Many of them are quite mundane. So my thought of reading all these books was, I will grasp the style of that presentation, and then later on I will bring out Krishna conscious books. And then of course, I gathered some points and everything and put it in the computer, and life became super busy. Now 8 years have passed, still I am not able to work on a value education book because the very thought of embarking on value education from 1 to 10 looks like Herculean. So that means if you don't take initiative, you just don't get started early. So there is a saying in English, something is better than nothing. But some people cannot go for that something. They feel that either you do perfectly or you do nothing. Don't do anything. And that is how they don't take initiative many times. And you will see that while you are not even taking initiative, there are many others. There are many others who will take initiative and come up with something which may not be the very highest standard, but at least it is something which is workable. And many people will benefit from their workable thing. You may tell them that, hey, this is not the highest thing. I have better idea. Okay, you have idea, but when are you going to give shape? Understand? Huh? So many people are looking for something that is easily workable, which can come to practical action, than somebody who has a marvelous idea, but it never brings out anything. Correct? Huh? So that's the point. If you don't take initiative, you don't just get started. Another thing, if you are ready to take initiative, you can also spark that. It can produce a spark that ignites a change. Change means what? Something has been going on like this, in a very, very, like we say, in a rut. Everybody does the same way. But you can take an initiative to do something slightly different. One example I tell you. In those days in company, in organization behavior, they bring this point. Somebody puts he will take one nut here from this box, he will take one bolt from here, he will take one nut from here, and he will do like this, and throw it like this, then like this, and throw it like that. So this has been going on for a decade. The company has been doing. Later on, one fellow suggested an idea. You can have bolt both sides. Take both bolts and keep it upside down like this on a table, which will have a hole for the head. You take it and keep it like this vertically. And then take 2 nuts from here and do like this. And double. So speed is double there. 100% efficiency. So this is called as... so in this way you can see 2-handed process chart they make it. What your 2 hands are doing. Earlier one hand was bringing this, one hand was bringing this, little bit, only one work you're doing. Now you're doing double like that. So in ISKCON also we have to see, what is the quality of our service to the visitors who come to the temple. How are we offering? So we could, how many of you feel there is always scope for improvement? Correct, no? We can bring about change, correct, no? How we have been doing and how we can do better. Everywhere. In my personal morning program, how I have been doing, how I can modify it. How, I have been doing japa, how I can modify my japa. How I can modify my style of hearing the Bhagavatam class and making some notes. How I can modify my taking prasad. I'm taking prasad every day, we take the same way. No. Now, sometimes we become unmindful of offering the prayer. So we properly offer the prayer, with proper consciousness take the prasad, correct? No? Yeah. We can modify the way we speak to people, deal with people. We can modify the style of our reading, hearing program, which has been routine, going on in a certain manner. And then now you realize that you're not so happy with the way it is going, and you want to modify it. That means for modifying something, you need to take initiative, for changing something. Most living entities don't like change. They just want to go on with, like for example, in those days when computers came, the accounts people, they were told to do tally, learn tally software, and then you have to fill up all the items in the computer. People never liked it. They said, we prefer our big notebooks, correct, no? In which they used to write. For them to go from notebook to computer was very difficult. In the same manner, going from one program in the computer to another program is another difficulty also. Generally, the conditioned souls like change or they don't like change? They don't like change. But sometimes taking initiative to bring about the change, in the long run, it can be helpful. Like I am writing a letter. Dear Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Prabhupada. At the end, I write, with my sincere prayers and best wishes for you, your servant Radheshyamdas. This, if I write in 1,000 letters, how much time it will take? Isn't it, these sentences? Now there is a macro facility in the computer, correct, no? Where you can put this macro in one word only. If you go and click that word, Prabhu, the whole thing will come. And then you can insert your letter. So that means spending a little time in making that macro in the computer will save your 1,000 times writing this, beginning of the letter, ending of the letter, repeatedly same old thing. Routine jobs. But one has to, that is why taking initiative is not a blind rush. It also requires a little thought process also. Yes, I have to take initiative, but what initiative I have to take? What type of initiative I should take that it will benefit in the long run? So instead of duplicating my work again and again and again, to avoid duplication, if I think a little bit, then I can take initiative in such a manner that I can avoid duplication. That's what he's saying. So any good thing to happen, we have to give up that inertia and take initiative to do some great good. Even the great good cannot happen the way we want to see it happen. Do something with little mistakes and then you rectify the mistakes and make it better and better. Polish it, polish it, polish it. One day it will come to your expectation. At least something will happen in that direction. Like for example, this room is say unclean, for example. Lot of things are there. You say, Prabhu, one day we have to do, what do you call that? Maha cleaning. That's why the word Maha is used, correct? Isn't it? And before you can do Maha cleaning, you keep piling up more and more and more. And then you cannot locate the book which you want. And nobody can use the room, sit there, lot of dust, lot of dirt. Sometimes even a rat is also dead inside. And you don't know where the rat is. The room is smelling also, dusty also, books are all scattered, you don't know how to take. And you just keep on piling. So it doesn't happen. Start it someday. So don't be lazy. Take an action immediately. Go for beginning. So for anything to begin or to bring about any change, he says. Or somebody may say, Prabhuji, I have already begun and I already have brought about the change. I am working in the direction. Then further taking initiative propels you towards completing the tasks taken. Correct? Now you are somewhere midway. So how many of you experienced that you started but midway got stuck? Anybody experience? The heart of experience, isn't it? So many tasks in the computer are here and there. 20% finished, 50% finished, 70% finished, semi-finished, and it never took shape. Once I made a list of 100 pocket books, and I very confidently printed it to the back of the previous pocket book saying that these books are going to come out. They said, when? The next lifetime? It's not coming out only. Because all these books are in my computer in semi-finished format. 30%, 50%, 60%. I know that I have to polish them, but no time only. So in this way, like a rabbit started off in a very nice manner. Ran, but then in between, slept off. And the slow sailing tortoise, and he went ahead. That's why it is said, slow and steady wins the race. Which means, even if you are slow, never mind, but a person who is persistent, one who is steady, that person is considered very intelligent also. He doesn't give up. His pace may not be great, but his steadiness is great. Persistence is great. So, like we said, little drops of water make an ocean. Or persistent efforts of the tortoise led him to the success. But, starting in a very enthusiastic manner and stopping on the way. It's called as Aramba Shuratnam, we call it. Like a flower pot in the Diwali time, you put one, it's like this, no? You put the fire, like that it goes, correct? No? You've seen that? Just so, as much as a flower pot has a short span of exploding, same manner, some people's enthusiasm is also like that. They lose enthu very easily. They start very enthusiastically, but they don't persist or they don't maintain their enthusiasm. Some fellows make a very good plan but never implement it. Plan remains on paper. So that is why this topic is a very important topic. So those who are characters who rise above lethargy, they can only emerge as heroes and sages and spiritual luminaries. People have come. Here is an example of Arjuna. You all know that in the beginning of the battle of Kurukshetra, Arjuna is suffering from confusion, doubt, what to do, I don't want to fight. He says, Nache etat vid makkataran no gariyo yad vajayema yadivano jayeyu yane mahatpata jijivishamaste vastita pramukhe dhartarashtraha. He's saying, yad vajayema yadivano jayeyu. Should I conquer them or be conquered by them? Should I defeat them or be defeated by them? Because they're all my relatives and friends and uncle and brothers and all. Better I be defeated by them. But then there are other so I should defeat them. So he is confused. Not able, he is paralyzed by lethargy and confusion. So two things paralyzed him. One is the confusion, because the clarity is not there, you cannot proceed ahead. What you want to do, sometimes you yourself are a little confused about what should we do. Should I do this or should I do that? Like, for example, can I use something that is already existing, or will I have to make a new creation and then use it? In this confusion, if you are not clear, then you are going to be paralyzed. You have to take one direction. Yes, you have clarity. This is what I will do. Yeah. Like, for example, you want to give a Bhagavad Gita class, 18 chapters. Somebody already has done it. Many people have done it nowadays. The notes is available. Gauranga Priya Prabhu's notes is available. Sutta das acronym, Gita acronym is available. Gauranga Darshan Prabhu's Subodhini is available. Many things are available nowadays. So you can surrender into me. That's a very nice book, And I have made a PPT, Gita Amrita Bindu, very exhaustive. So many things are available. The intelligent boy should do what? If you want to speak on Bhagavad Gita, put everything on your table and go through it and see which. And Chaitanya Prabhu has spoken very beautifully also. Many books. He has a special, he has a special flavor for Bhagavad Gita especially. So many Gita dailies are there, isn't it? So keep everything in front of you and then decide which one I am able to grasp well, which one I can assimilate well, and then speak very effectively. Because different devotees take different styles. Some style matches me very well, and I can benefit, and I can benefit others also. Then you can embark on, either one of them or two of them or a mixture of them. But imagine if somebody says, I am going to speak Bhagavad, I will prepare from introduction and chapter 1. Myself, I will start preparing things. That's going to take a lot of time also. That may take enormous time, and which people are also trying to do. Therefore, before taking initiative, one should be clear what initiative what type of initiative I should take. So when he was confused about to fight or not fight, he became paralyzed. And another thing that paralyzed him is, he became non-violent and said that better that I go to the jungle and become a beggar rather than to fight the battle and kill others. So that is condemned by Krishna as Klabyam Masmakam Apartha Naitat Vajjupapadete Kshudram Hridaya Dorbalyam Tyaktotishta Parantapa. Give up your lethargy, Arjuna. You are a Kshatriya king. You are not supposed to be a beggar. Even if you go by begging home to home, somebody doesn't give you alms, they drive you away, you will immediately lift the sword. What? You will not give me alms? Because your nature is to fight. Because you are instead of fighting against the people who are not giving you alms, better fight in the battle. Isn't it? So Krishna said, give up your lethargy. Don't be paralyzed by lethargy, or don't be paralyzed by confusion. That's why Krishna says, Na karmanam anarambhan naishkarmyam purushoshnute nacha sanyasana deva siddhim samadhigacchati. He's saying that You know, if you give up action and resort to lethargy, you will be sad later. You will not be happy. That will not lead you to any good. Action is better than inaction, than lethargy. Later on, Krishna says many things. Sharira yatra apichate na prasiddhyeda karmana. He says that anybody in this world who is lazy cannot even maintain one's body also, he says. Like you see, even a lion sitting under a tree, hoping that some prey will come and go into my mouth. It cannot get. Therefore it is said, Nahi simhasya suptasya pravishanti mukhya virga. It said, it cannot get. Everybody has to take some initiative. Everybody has to work. So like that many places Krishna says that in the Gita. In Ramayana there is one very nice section. See, Lord Rama's strong determination to bring back Sita and take initiative. Where was Ram? He was in Panchavati. And where is Lanka? Down south. What a long distance he walked. Is it not true? Not only he walked to wage a battle against Ravana, which is a very tedious task to do, but he also made allies with Sugriva, with Hanuman. He gathered the forces and also before that, during the rainy season, if you read Ramayana, Lord Rama was continuously weeping and crying, and he was in great lamentation and despair, remembering Sita. He's speaking to Lakshman, you will see that. So his lamentation did not lead to lethargy. That's the main point. Sometimes you fared poorly in the examination, you got fail marks, and all your friends got good marks and they went ahead to next semester. In your college, do you have this etiquette? Like if you fail in 4 papers, they tell you to wait for 1 year, or you have that? Or you can fail any number of papers and still go ahead? Detention. Correct, no? Detention. After how many papers? 4 papers, yeah. So, and if you fail in 3 papers, what is it called? Etiquette, yeah. Allowed to? Allowed to? Huh?
Next year they can write supplement.
Correct. Yeah. So in this way, Dandat Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Yeah. So now imagine some boy has to 4 days he has to wait. Because of 4 papers he has to wait for 1 year. All other friends are going to college. He may be feeling a bit depressed, correct now? So in depression also you become paralyzed, correct or not? Correct? How many of you have experienced this? Sometimes when you are depressed, you are unable to take any action. Correct? Yeah. But here you find Lord Rama was depressed that Sita has been taken away. But that kind of lamentation, depression did not make him paralyzed. That's the main point here. Yeah, he took action, gathering allies. So here Rama himself says one beautiful verse. So Rama was staying focused on his task, despite his emotional, physical challenges and all. So here is the verse. Dharmena yukto yah pantha nityam na vichalishyati sayeva dharma padho rajan yah pantha na avyayi. The path of righteousness, which is always aligned with dharma, never wavers, even in times of hardship. So for Rama, the hardship is he's missing Sita and he is sad. Anybody in that situation will become weak-minded, but is aligned with dharma and righteousness. It is a path that kings and great men must follow, and it remains unwavering and steadfast no matter the obstacles in the journey. Even if something is difficult to do, a devotee will not hesitate to do because this is the best thing. For example, your exam is going on for a week. What is the right thing to do in the morning after getting up? To chant your rounds, correct? What mind says, let all exams get over, then some total of chanting I will do. All the 7 days ka chanting. Is it easy? One boy, he came and said, Prabhuji, my 132 rounds are remaining. He just accumulated all the rounds. So that means he's not able to stick to dharma because of fear of the exams and everything. But ideally speaking, you should be studying throughout the semester, and then even on examination day, you finish your chanting and then go for the exams. So dharma is such a thing that no matter how difficult it is, one has to follow. Then only you attain perfection in your life. So I was telling you before the example in the table I showed you, correct, no? The ant and the grasshopper, here I showed you. The prudent ant and the lazy grasshopper. Correct, no? What is the story? Hmm. It was a summer season. The sun was shining in the sky, and there were beautiful green grasses, flowers were blooming, cuckoos were singing. It was a very pleasant atmosphere. Huh? At the time, the ants were thinking that this is summer season. Summer means May, correct? No? Now, very soon, what's going to come after summer season? June, July, rainy season will start. At that time, there'll be river, there'll be water everywhere. The ants thought now it's better for us to be prudent to work on getting some eatables. Gather them now, accumulate them in the hole, so that when the rainy season comes, we don't have to come out. We can just shut the hole and we can sit inside and eat for 4 months. During Chaturmas, you don't have to come out. They were planning like that, isn't it? Whereas the grasshopper, he was thinking, oh, look at the pleasant atmosphere. Oh, it is so rosy and cozy. Just be lazy. He was singing and he was just lying in the grass, enjoying the pleasant atmosphere. And when he got up, he was playing with other grasshoppers. And then the rains came. He had to run for shelter. But then he could not. Yeah. So he could not do anything after that. When the rainy season came, this fellow had to go to the ants to beg, can you please give me some alms? He asked, what happened? Because he said, all my summer I just played. I withered away my time. That's the story of the ant and prudent ant and the lazy grasshopper, correct? Yeah. See, the grasshopper spends the summer singing and playing while the ant works diligently to store food for the winter. See that? The cold season arrives, the grasshopper is left hungry. Well, the ant is well prepared, you see. Yeah. That is Here there's another interesting thing. Prabhupada used to quote this story. Even when you take initiative, it should be a very intelligent initiative, a clever and intelligent initiative. See here the Tutish story says, a small but clever action can defeat the mightiest of adversaries if one has the wisdom to act. That means, imagine sometimes your adversary is very difficult to defeat. It's impossible, almost impossible. Then one has to come up with a clever idea. Which is bigger, raw strength or skill? Which is greater, raw strength or skill? Skill is greater. That's why once upon a time, a lion had made a policy that every day one small animal should come and then he will not attack others. So on one particular day, a rabbit was fixed for him. He was supposed to come at 1 o'clock. He came at 2 o'clock. And the lion was roaring, hey, why are you late? He said, Sir, sorry, sir, on the way there was a very big lion which claimed to be the king of the jungle. And I told him, he can't be the king because you are the king. Still he denied. Sir, if you don't trust me, come with me, I'll show you. So he led him to the big well and he showed him. And when the lion peeped in, whom did he see? His own reflection. And then he roared, Wah! And then he jumped in. And that was the end of the lion. So here, who is clever out of the two? Who had more strength? Yeah. Lion had more strength and rabbit had more intelligence. So buddhir yasya balam tasya. Prabhupada used to quote that. Sukshma karmena balavriddam yah shatyena jetchita, he says. Yashanaivagrato gachet saha parajayatam vijetum, he says, a clever action, even if small, can defeat the mightiest adversary. He who seeks victory through wisdom and subtlety instead of direct confrontation will succeed in overcoming the most powerful opponent. Sometimes it is not wise to directly confront because it will lead to defeat if you directly confront certain things. So one has to use some intelligence. That's what Prabhupada said, Utsaha means endeavoring with. I read the NOI. In NOI, Prabhupada says, Utsaha means endeavoring with intelligence. How endeavoring with intelligence? For example, you can go to a school and say, tell the principal, sir, we are doing a very great welfare activity of distributing Bhagavad Gitas for the welfare of people, and your children are all school-going children, they will get good sanskars. Allow us to come to the gathering and show the Bhagavad Gitas and sell it to your children. And then you go to the gathering, announce, here we have the Bhagavad Gita as it is, please study and then become Krishna conscious like Arjuna and go back to Godhead. And how many children do you think can buy? First of all, they don't have money in their pocket. And no child may be interested. Maybe a handful of children may be there, but not many may want to buy. But if you go with the idea of a well-designed booklet for a Gita contest, correct, no? And then children are very fond of what? Contest. Contest, prizes, competition, they're very fond of it. So use their propensity for competition to study Bhagavad Gita. And then one Muslim girl got the first prize once, correct, no? They entered India and got the appreciation from Prime Minister of India. You can see that. So in this way now, lakhs of books are going now, Bhagavad Gita. One small adjustment. Instead of just going and selling Bhagavad Gita directly, you go along with the competition. Makes very big impact, you can see that. So that's why preachers should be clever in knowing how to reach Prabhupada's books to the hands of the people, isn't it? In the same manner, we want to see every college, every university have a Bhagavatam set. So what do? Go to some very big Sethji and say, Sethji, you want to see Sanatana Dharma spread everywhere? You say, yes. So then who should study Sanatana Dharma very well? The children and the students of the college, isn't it? Do you agree? You will say, yes. So that is why we are looking for some help in reaching the Bhagavatam sets to the colleges. If we can sponsor 100 Bhagavatam sets, you sponsor the sets and we will reach it to the colleges and we will give you a report. And Sethji says, wonderful. I myself would like to reach them, but I don't have time. But take the money. Gives a check. So from here you take the money and there you reach Bhagavatam set. And colleges you go and tell them, sir, for your library we are ready to give you the entire set of Bhagavatam. And in some function or something, in the college on the stage you can give it to the principal or some very nice very authority of the college. Everybody should be aware that Bhagavatam has come into their library. Correct, no? Do that and take a photo, video, and whatever it is. And then you can, once you give it in 5 schools, 5 universities, you can take those photos and show to the rest of the universities. Sir, 5 universities have accepted, then they will also accept. Correct, no? So Prabhupada wanted us to be intelligent in finding out ways how to reach these valuable books to the colleges. In the same manner, you are going to the hostel to call the boys for the program. You have to take initiative, otherwise they won't come on their own. How did you become a devotee? Somebody came to you. Somebody gave you cookies. Somebody taught you how to chant. Somebody brought you to the weekly program or discover yourself. There are mentors who have given the same devotees 20 times, 30 times. They have endeavored a lot to 5 boys. Sometimes 3 boys, sometimes 5 boys. How much struggle. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says it takes 200 gallons of blood to make one a devotee. So a lot of initiative has to be taken. So one should find out, I received so much mercy. Now what initiative will I take for making suffering souls Krishna conscious? So, but while taking that initiative, one can also be very intelligent. Like in some colleges, we make a club in the college, correct, no? When you have a college club, then the club also benefits the mass of students. We can get many professional people, working in big jobs to come and give seminars. Then even Balagovind Prabhu has given, correct, no? Prabhu? Leelanand Prabhu, Balagovind, they all have given seminars. Regular preacher here, yeah, correct. So in this way, they can come and, so college benefits very easily. And the college authorities are amazed. These club fellows are bringing big people, working in big professions. And the college is very happy, mass of students benefit. And we also get a few very interested students whom we cultivate through courses. And then they become more serious devotees. It's like a win-win, both for the college and for us also. So it's a very nice, intelligent way of expanding the message. Now, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj said during the Damodar month, once he started, he said, anybody is ready to celebrate Damodar festival in their home, I am ready to visit their home. Like that Maharaj started many years ago in Gulf when he went. Then lot of people are raising hand. In our home we are ready to do evening. Maharaj said, yes, if you are ready to do, whoever comes to your home, you have to give prasad for them. And you have to arrange the altar and we will do a... So Maharaj would go to your home, one paragraph they would sing. Namam Ishwaram Satchidananda Rupam. Offer the lamp. Everybody will offer the lamp and they will continue singing. Maharaj will leave that home, go to next home. So in one visit, Maharaj went to 1,000 homes. He went in only one visit. Multiple days of the Damodar month. After that, that became very, very famous. So Maharaj said, this is one of the best ways to identify pious people and then connect them to our movement. Once people, you do Damodar festival in their home with all devotees coming and taking prasad in their home, many people, they remember this for the whole lifetime. That's very, very great impression. So these are very clever and intelligent ways of introducing Krishna consciousness to people. Another thing is the Bhadra Purnima, correct now? Bhadra Purnima is actually a full moon in the sky during a certain period of the year. On that particular day, anybody gives Bhagavatam or receives Bhagavatam, they go back to Vaikuntha. So that's mentioned in the Bhagavatam. So that verse somebody found out. Hey, my Lord, here is the amazing thing. If you give Bhagavatam or receive Bhagavatam, you go back to Godhead. When that verse was highlighted and put, that became worldwide famous verse. And then additional marathon started. One marathon is December, another marathon is Bhadra Purnima marathon started. So devotees need some excuse to reach out Krishna consciousness. They find out some way. So therefore, one has to be clever also. Like this rabbit was clever. Now the lion can be compared to modern day atheism and modern day false propaganda, bogus gurus and atheism and materialism can be compared to lion. Why am I comparing to lion? Because these fellows have lot of money, lot of resources, lot of power all over the world because material world, so they have naturally materialistic people have more material facilities and everything. And our spiritual movement, we are like a small rabbit because we are making our temples in pockets here and there. A number of devotees is also much smaller number compared to the mass of population. In the 8 billion population, how much is devotees? Maybe 2 million or 3 million devotees in the population of 8 billion. So where is 8 billion and where is the number of devotees? So we are like a small rabbit. But if you are clever, we can finish the line. Correct, no? We can defeat atheism, materialism, and we can establish Krishna consciousness, like what Prabhupada did. Prabhupada going to America is like a rabbit going near the lion's mouth. Prabhupada went and there he defeated the materialism and established Krishna consciousness. We can see that. That's why taking initiative also should be cleverly done. That's the point. And at the same time, one should not foolishly do it. This dog with the bread in the mouth was once crossing a bridge. And then suddenly he saw there's another dog in the water. And he thought, hey, that dog also has a bread in his mouth. I want that also. Pow! Like that he made the sound to just bark and frighten that dog. Then what happened? So that's why it said not recognizing value of one's own possession and distracted by acting impulsively. You see? This is another thing. Sometimes we started with a good initiative and we were going ahead steadily. But we became greedy by looking at someone else. Hey, he's doing that, she's doing that. I think, they are getting ahead of me. You drop this, what you are doing, to chase after that. And then because those guys have done for a long time, they are better ahead of you than you. So you cannot do that. So by the time you come back to do what you left, you come left behind. You understand what I am saying? One example I'll tell you. Once in Govardhanaka village, we were all going like this, lot of traffic jam. So our driver said, Prabhu, we will take a detour and we will circumvent the traffic. And then we go in the front and then bhaga denge gaadi. We will go very fast. After that, so we will be saved from 100 vehicles, he said. And all of us said, wonderful idea. It's a smart idea. So we went like this, he went like this. And the traffic had completely stopped till then. But by the time we came here, the traffic was allowed to go ahead. It started. But because it started, none of the guys were allowing us 1 inch to come out of the road. They said, because they were also in very much haste, because 20 minutes vehicles had stopped. Then we had to wait for all that 100 vehicles to go and some more vehicles also. We became doubly slow. Correct, no? So that's what happened similar to this dog example. This dog at least had one bread before. Now he lost that bread also. Because he took initiative, he acted impulsively because of becoming distracted. We should not act impulsively. We should think twice. So Imagine if we didn't take a detour, we just remained patiently for a little more, all the vehicles would move. We would have gone with them. We would have gone ahead. Now we got stuck in that lane. We just couldn't come out until all the vehicles are emptied. So, therefore, one should know that taking initiative is not a blind initiative. One should, one should write down the pros and cons. One should also, if you have something in hand which you are doing well, even though it may not be a very great thing, big thing immediately, you can do it well, because sometimes if you do one thing well, you become a specialist in that also, rather than trying to do multiple things what multiple people are doing. Like for example, there was one very big hotel outside which one fellow started this pani puri kind of thing, in a hath gadi. Slowly, so much crowd started coming. There was a long queue of people, 2 lanes. People are waiting to take pani puri from him. While in the hotel, everybody thought the lane is for the hotel. It was not for the hotel. It was for this fellow. Only one item he made, and became specialist in that. Similarly, you need to know only one thing: how to chant Hare Krishna, how to speak from Bhagavad Gita. That's all. That's all. Just learn that. Like some of our boys know devotees. They have given 100 devotees. They have given. Repeatedly. And they made a lot of devotees also. One thing you become a specialist. Learn to do well. And similarly, if you prepare one-time program, you can give it in 100 colleges. And you can make a lot of devotees. So, therefore, one should not hop and jump and do nothing. Like if you dig in a dozen places, you don't get water. If you dig in the same place, you get water. Deeper and deeper, instead of superficially doing in dozen places. So in the same manner, when you are taking initiative, if you want to change, your initiative is a serious thing. One should think, why should I change? The dog was foolish. He got a bread. Instead of eating the bread, at least you could have get the bread on the side and then tried this other dog. Correct, no? Foolishly he tried, so he lost this also. So one should be very careful not to take a wrong initiative because of being pushed by the impulses. See, the Chanakyas, there are some very nice quotes. Chanakya talks about, see here, before you start some work, always ask yourself 3 questions, he says. What he says? First, why am I doing it? What the result will be? And will I be successful? Only when you think deeply and find satisfactory answers to these questions, then go ahead, he says. And why am I doing what I am doing? That's why the motive. And what results will come if I take initiative in this direction? One should think of the consequences of the results one should think about. Like Dhruva Maharaj did not think about the result when he was attacking the yakshas. He was only thinking, I want to attack and finish all the yakshas. He didn't think about the consequences. The consequence would be that he wanted to wipe out all the yakshas, which would be displeasing to the Lord, as well as to Kubera also. And if I take initiative in this direction, will I be successful? What is the meaning of this successful thing? Actually, one should be clear about the initiative that you are taking. Because if you are embarking on an initiative which is already done by somebody else, or you are embarking on an initiative which has failed several times and there is some solid reason for why it's not a good initiative. So one has to research before embarking on it. Is it a successful thing? He's saying one should think deeply before taking any initiative, he says. Like for example, you know that some college you want to preach, but there is a lot of anti-elements in the college. Anti-elements, and as soon as you go to the hostel, immediately they will spread force, and you will not be able to preach. So one should think of innovative ways to preach in the college. How do you preach? Don't go to the hostel. Outside the college, many boys are staying. Start with that. One time Shivaji Maharaj was traveling to attack some enemy army. In one army he had lost, so in another army he wanted to win. So on the way, in his own kingdom, he came across one hut in which he went to one house to take some little prasad. So one lady had made khichdi. She put it in the plate. He spread it in the plate. So when he was about to eat, he put his hand in the middle. She said, Beta, you don't know? This is not the way you eat hot khichdi. How you start? You start from the periphery. You should go in the side, and then as you keep on doing, come to the center. Because where will the khichdi be more cooler? In the, huh? On the side. And then the center you can eat after that. As soon as she said it, immediately he understood. She was very intelligent. She said that when you're attacking the army, you should know how to attack from the periphery, and not directly go headlong, directly. He adopted that method and he won that time. So the point is, will I be successful? One should know what approach I should take. Yeah. I should not be reinventing the wheel. You know what's reinventing the wheel? Somebody has already done it, you keep doing it again. Don't waste your time in that. And what will be the results if I do this? Sometimes, like one fellow made one book, one army officer, he had given us a house on rent. Although he would be very, very strong, sturdy fellow and hefty fellow, strong. Nevertheless, he used to say that he's a big failure in his family life because his wife was very strong-natured lady and completely controlled him. And she would yell at him, dominate him and everything. He was army officer, retired army officer also. So he can't run away anywhere. He's at home only. So he was very frustrated. In that frustration, he wrote one book called Spouse Management. He wrote one book, a bulky book. He gifted a copy also to me. He kept some copies. So he said, Swamiji, what will I do sitting at home? How I am somehow managing my spouse and continuing to live, that's what I have written. Okay, you written a book, it should be beneficial to others also, correct, no? If you simply write your frustrations, it may not be very helpful. You should give some practical. That's why, what will be the results? So, there are many people taking many initiatives and doing many things in the world. Not all of them come to the top, not all of them are able to benefit because they have not thought well before taking initiative. Any initiative you take should be thought. So, this is about wisdom on taking action after thinking. See, he also talks about giving up. He says, when is the time to give up? A person should not strive to achieve what is impossible. Even the best efforts can fail if the time and circumstances are not right. Sometimes the best course of action is to abandon a futile endeavor. Like for example, Prabhupada tried to preach in Jhansi. But then many senior citizens came for Harinam Sankirtan with Prabhupada. They walked with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, see, you are a senior citizen. Now why don't you join with me? And we will start a spiritual movement. And let us have a team of 20, 25 senior citizens. And let us all work towards taking this to the Western world. They said, oh, no, Swamiji. I have a grandson. I'm taking him for a walk. I have to go to Nana Nani Park for sitting and taking some air. I have to take care of my son, daughter. So many responsibilities at home. However, my sons won't allow me to leave and come with you. But if you want some ideas, I can give you. Prabhupada said, you guys can only give ideas. You neither can give money, nor can you give a helping hand. Prabhupada got no help at all. So at one point of time, he decided to give up the preaching in Jhansi and then go to America. His Guru had told him to go to the West. And, same with Lord Chaitanya also in Navadvip. He saw that Nindaka, Paduya, all those fellows were there, those who were critics and those who were scholars, but they were not interested in bhakti. So Nimai Pandit was preaching for a while, and then understanding that it's a ground is a barren ground. People are not interested. Better leave that place and go to another place like South India, where people are very receptive. So a devotee should know that if I am taking initiative, it's better to go behind someone who is little inclined and interested than to chase behind people who are not interested. Once Radha Gopinath told me that all of us are like people in a ship who have been saved from the ocean of Kali Yuga. So you can throw a rope. If somebody is picking up the rope, you can pull him into ship. Correct, no? On the other hand, imagine somebody is swimming away from the ship and you leave the ship and jump out of the ship, you also swim behind him. And 1 kilometer he has gone away. You caught hold of his neck, his collar, and tell him, hey, why are you going there? Ship is here. If he says, Malum hai? No, I know it. Malum hai. I know, but I don't want to come. So he said, don't chase after people who are not interested. Chase after those who are interested, he was telling. Maybe little push you can give in the beginning, trying to get them interested, but otherwise don't waste too much time. In book sale also, Prabhupada book sale in the train, I used to give the books to 10, 15 people, go on giving it. And then they start flipping through the pages and seeing, explain a little bit. If they're not interested, just take the book back and go on. Because there are interested people. Krishna will send you some really good people. So in this way, one should make efforts as per the Deshkal Patra, one should know. One should not strive for what is impossible. In some places where the preaching is not effective, then we switch to other places. So, another point he makes here, this reflects the philosophy that sometimes the best course of action is to abandon a futile endeavor and conserve our energy for more fruitful pursuits, like that he says. Because our energy is limited and it should be directed in a way it will benefit us and benefit the world also. You should not pour ghee in ashes, but you should pour ghee in a sacrificial fire. So similarly, we should check, are my efforts benefiting the world, benefiting me? So is this the correct direction, or should I stop now and consider a change in direction? There are many things all of us are doing. So write down everything that you are doing and think over which of some of the initiatives I am making are futile initiatives. They don't bring any great benefit to anybody. So then you can give up those futile pursuits and then go for good, constructive ones. Some lead to stagnation, some lead to constructive. So one should think. Talent and potential are meaningless unless they are coupled with effort and initiative. This I already told you. You may be very skilled, but if you don't have the will to take initiative, your skill is useless. Like in one village, I saw a bull sitting, huge bull. I asked the farmer, why you are not engaging him in the field? He is just sitting in the road, anybody is passing by, whether he makes a sound. So he was telling what to do, sir. This bull was not trained when he was young. Now he's untrained bull. Anybody goes near, he will just show the horn, he'll make a sound, he just frightens people, that's all. Doesn't do anything. So he has a will, but he has a skill, but no will. Willingness is not there. Somebody may have the talent, somebody may have the potential, but they are not willing to take initiative. That's like the bull. Then you can't do anything with them. Therefore, your talent and hidden potential are meaningless unless they are coupled with efforts and initiative. Okay, so taking the first step and continuing with perseverance is essential for success, he says. So laziness leads to stagnation and missed opportunities and many failures. See, till now I've been talking about taking initiative. Now let us talk a little bit about the laziness. Laziness leads to stagnation, he says. Bhaktivinoda Thakur tells the story of two boys, Lalu Kalu. These fellows are lazy to study mathematics. One day, their father appointed one Brahmana to teach them. And the father said to Brahman, if you teach the maths nicely, I'll give you abundant salary. So the greedy Brahman became a little greedy to get good tuition fee. So he told these two boys, come, let's go to garden. You don't have to study at all. You can come and play. So they very happily went to garden. In the garden, there were some cows grazing. So the teacher asked one of the Lalu, he asked him, Lalu, can you just tell me how many legs cow has? He asked. So that fellow said, 1, 2, 3, he said. And Kalu said, hey, teacher is teaching you mathematics. He is teaching how to count. So then Lalu said, sorry sir, I don't know how many legs cow has. And the teacher was wondering what to do with these guys. These guys are so lazy to learn maths. What to do? So, in this way, one day this Lalu Kalu were lying and there was fire engulfing from all 4 directions. But they were so lazy. Lalu was telling to Kalu, BB. And he said, MA. He said, BB means my back is burning, he said. And that fellow said, MA means move aside. They would not even speak fully also. They were so lazy. So, and when teacher came, teacher shouted, "Hey, if you don't get up, you'll be burned alive. Huh? Get up. Bago, bago, run." Another day, the daytime when these two guys were sleeping, teacher also was taking rest. Teacher saw that the whole room became filled with cigarette smell. He asked, "Hey, Lalu Kalu, come here. Did you smoke a cigarette?" "No, sir. In our life, we have no experience of even touching a cigarette, sir." They were saying, "Really? Come here." Then he took his hand and, "Hey, smell is coming from your hand. Huh? I think you must have used these fingers to smell, isn't it? I mean, to smoke cigarette." Sir, when we were sleeping, somebody must have used our fingers to smoke, sir." You know, what kind of lazy fellows? So, in this way, the teacher had to deal with tough nut students, huh? These fellows. So, that's why the laziness leads to stagnation. No learning can happen. Yeah. And also missed opportunities. Many opportunities will come and tap your door, and you will not be able to. Like recently, we are facing this kind of one situation, I will tell you. Now, many schools, colleges are coming and tapping our door and saying, "Please come and teach value education in our school." Colleges are saying, "We are ready to pay you some salary also. Please send somebody to come and teach some courses to give values to our boys." Huh? Boys, girls are suffering like anything. Huh? So, therefore, I made this 4 courses brochure also. Brochure is made now, we have to make the books now. But one of the challenges they're facing is that the demands are, infinite demands are coming, and number of teachers are limited. How many brahmacharis we have to go to the schools and teach? And grihasthas are all working in IT companies and different things. So we are now trying to figure out. Therefore, I came up with one new idea that we are making the Vanaprastha ashram ready now. In Pune, we have almost 80, 90 Vanaprasthas in senior, and then another 60, 70 Vanaprasthas in junior. So if you have like 150 Vanaprasthas who are ready to go to schools and teach values, how nice it will be, isn't it? Because for these devotees, their children are grown up now, and some of them are settled after marriage also. These people are available at home. Daytime also they can go and teach in schools. So we can take hundreds of schools we can take. You can go and teach schools, colleges. But you have to train them. Not all of them can teach. You have to find out who all can teach. But the point is, if we don't avail of the opportunity, some other organization will take that opportunity and go. If we are not, preparing some nice materials and training the teachers, we have to do it in a very prudent, very intelligent way, because the demands are coming now, because there's a very good vibration all around now, because the current rule in India, the Prime Minister and the whole ambience in India is very favorable for planting the values in children and college students now. So if you are going to be lazy and not work in a very planned way, you will miss the opportunities. And also laziness leads to many failures, he says. Why many failures? Because, because of not taking initiative and remaining dull, one may face failure. So action driven by wisdom and purpose is the key to prosperity. So now let us revise many things we discussed. Some of the points we'll try to revise. When you revise what we should do, just write the different examples and stories I said. Just name them. I'll write. After that, we can revise very easily. What all stories? Remember, I told many things I said today. So one is rabbit and tortoise. Like that you say? Yeah? Grasshopper. So I use the term lazy, grasshopper, and prudent, and then 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 100 pocketbooks, yeah. Then? Yeah. Yeah. Anything else, Rama? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. So 9 examples you got. Anything else? Huh? Traffic jam. Traffic jam. And taking detour. Then which one? Yeah. Correct. University libraries. Then? Huh? Higher education in schools and colleges. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? See, when I'm speaking, I start with concept and give examples. When I'm revising, we start with examples and revise the concepts. That's the best way for easy memory recollection. Huh? Yeah. Pani puri. Yeah. Huh? Anything else? Yeah. That's I think. Yeah. Yeah. Freaking. Yeah. Oh? Yeah. So now let us quickly understand what we learned from this. From rabbit and tortoise, what did you learn? Yeah, from tortoise, slow and slow, steady, and persistent initiative. And not starting and giving up. Correct, no? Yeah. And then the grasshopper and ant.
So we should start early and think about the future.
Yeah, correct. That means prepare, take initiative now to prepare for the future. Correct, huh? As one example I forgot to tell you. Cheers. See, for example, in the early morning, many of you are going to office. Before the office hour comes, if you go by your vehicle, you reach in 15 minutes to office. But after all the vehicles come on the road, it takes you 45 minutes, inch by inch by inch. And that time you have to be attentive also. You can't afford to not to see the road. Whereas in the morning you can drive pretty fast. So you save half an hour. But what you will do is you will reach the company half an hour in advance. and then go to your cabin and sit and do some constructive work. That means out of 40 minutes, 15 minutes is driving time. And for half an hour, you got your personal time. Whereas when you are driving in the traffic hour, you started late, so inch by inch like this. Just stop. Little bit you go, and then stop, and then go, gotta go. Again you go. You can't do anything constructive in that. Correct, no? So that's why early bird catches the fruit means one bird who got up very early, 3 o'clock in the morning. So before Mangalarti, you could do some reading, correct? So similarly, if the bird got up early, wherever he goes, the trees are full of fruits available. He can, in fact, he can have variety also, which fruits he wants. Correct? He has that free choice. Later on, a bird who got up late, rubbing the eyes at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, he goes. He finds most of the fruits are already plucked. And which fruits will be remaining in the tree? Not so good ones. So that's what he gets, because he's a late bird, not a early bird. Correct? No? So our Srila Prabhupada is the early bird or late bird? He got up 12:30. 12:30, 1 o'clock he got up, and then he wrote the Bhakti and the purports. Is it not true? Not only in terms of writing, Prabhupada was an early bird in terms of preaching Krishna consciousness all over the world also. Now Gaudiya Math also is doing, many Gaudiya people are also doing now, but they are late bird. And they are also very intelligent, very powerful sannyasis, gurus, acharyas are there, and Gaudiya line also. They are also doing. But after seeing Prabhupada, they got very inspired. Then they are also going and doing in many parts of the world now. But Prabhupada is an early bird. Therefore, he could expand the movement in such a big way. So you want to be early bird or late bird? You have to be early bird. Because you have more freedom. Yeah. Similarly, myself, I've been preaching in India now. Now by grace of Guru and Krishna, I got to be early bird in GDO to America now. Now many other youth preachers are also thinking to go to America. But we have already got some base now in many places. So now we can welcome more and more youth preachers from India now. Correct, no? So actually we have to be proactive and taking early initiative, and we have to do that. Like for example, in those days, we were only doing prarana in the temple, spending money. Now people like Sundar Gopal in Delhi, he takes the money from boys, 50 rupees or 100 rupees. And nowadays, many Amogala Prabhu going to many places, we can even make tickets. You don't spend a single penny from the pocket. In fact, after organizing the whole program, still some money can be left also with you. Correct, no? In this way, everybody has different talent, and they should take advantage of that. And reach out to multiple places. And so Krishna conscious movement is one of the fastly growing movements. Within just 50 years, it has grown so rapidly. Unlike the other movements which took several centuries. So, early bird catches a fruit. Similarly, in cultivating big shots also, you have to be early bird. Otherwise, somebody else will cultivate them in Mayavad or something. Be an early bird. Yeah, and then rabbit and lion, what it is? What is that? Skill or cleverness is superior to raw strength. Yeah. So, and then dog with the bread. You won't be distracted by multiple opportunities, forgetting what possession you have. Won't be distracted. So the dog took initiative, but the wrong initiative he took. So don't take wrong initiatives. And Shivaji Maharaj, what he learned from the old lady?
Strategic planning over.
Strategy. Pouncing without plan, correct, no? That's very important. See, I'm not able to locate one video which I had saved and kept in those days. A deer, I'll just check whether I have. It's a very amazing deer. It's not there in those days I had it.
Even crocodile.
Yeah, this also is. This also alert crocodile it is. There's one more, there are two deer. Okay, this also can be shown. See, here the deer is taking some, he has to drink water, but that is the place there is danger also for him. What is the danger? Then maybe a crocodile. So while drinking water, look at the leg, how he is keeping. He is prepared in case there is danger which may come my way. So therefore we all have to take initiative and be mindful of the problems which may come. How much the crocodile came out. Now the slow motion they will show. You see how the deer is taking a swift initiative to escape. You will see now. Now they will show now. See how they are showing now. He's putting mouth only in the rear. See, and lifting both the legs. You see, backside legs. You see. See, backside it took off. Why? Because the crocodile needs only two legs to catch. You saw that? You see here. See, backside two leg, if you don't lift, that much is enough for. See? See? Amazing, huh? This fellow, how much he came out of water, you see? With the only tail is inside now. Still he couldn't catch. That means, while taking initiative also, one should learn to take precaution also. Okay, we'll add that also. Danger, dangerous crocodile. Take initiative, but be aware of danger spots. Be alert, correct now? Yeah. And then, okay, despondent Arjuna advised by Krishna. No, he didn't endeavor at all. He was lethargic. He was two things. One is confused and lethargic. As a confusion, lethargy should be given up. Confusion and lethargy should be given up by superior advice. Correct, no? By superior advice, correct? Should be given up by superior advice. Yeah. You need superior advice to give up that, okay? And then 100 pocket books, what do you learn from that? Huh? Now, planning without execution, without taking initiative. Or we can say planning or wishful desires without taking initiative, right? No? Desiring. The Rama taking initiative even in lamentation.
Don't let depression destroy your resolution.
Yes. And then Lalu huh? Yeah. So learn and grow. Take initiative. That's what that is. Traffic jam and taking detour.
Consider pros and cons before taking.
Okay. And then from Bhagavatam in university libraries. By inspiring sages. Donate, correct, no?
Actually, we have 20 Bhagavatam sets ready for the research.
Hmm.
To be given in language.
Hmm.
We need some devotees to go and give in language.
That's all. And we already got. Further, they have taken initiative. That's all. Correct, no?
Almost 60 other devotees are reading, hearing projects. You can tell them.
Acha. Yeah, there are 60 other devotees hearing on Zoom, I heard today now. So he says he has 20 Bhagavatam sets. If any universities want, you can go and take from Mahaprabhu IYS, and they are ready to provide you, and go to the principal or the librarian and go and deliver it to their this thing. Huh? Very nice service. So in this way, what we can do is Bhagavatam University libraries were inspiring sites to donate. That means, generate creative ideas, and take initiative. Huh? Yeah. And then value education, schools and colleges. Huh? No, actually, correct. Use dovetail, you can say. Huh? Dovetail the students' propensity for competition and prize winning. And in this way, take initiative by inspiring. That can multiply. Okay? Digging deeper in one place instead of multiple places. Think before taking initiative. Think of results before taking initiative. Okay. Manipuri was a big hotel. Gain expertise in one field. Such must be okay. And then Sanjay Maharaj. Identifying pious people by a creative method, creative idea. Yeah, and then throw a rope from ship, not swim after uninterest. Not take initiative in wrong direction. Correct, na? And then Prabhupada quitting Jhansi and going to the west. Huh? Which not? No. When to give up an existing initiative. It's not that I have taken initiative, I can't stop it. Some other initiatives can close also. When we know that this is futile, it's wasting time, कुछ नहीं आ रहा है इससे, उसको बंद कर देने का. And through attacking yakshas, actually wrong initiative that will bring bad results. Therefore, consult superiors. In such cases, one should consult superiors, correct, no? Good. 20 things you learned today. Amazing, no? You have become Vidwan now, huh? All of you. You learned a lot of things, correct, no?
Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My question is, why should we take initiative in preaching?
Yeah. So these notes I should send to you. I'll just I'll send to Mahaprabhu. I was also good.
Vishnu. We'll put Vaishnav.
Okay. Okay? So why should we take initiative in preaching? Because Krishna says, Nasitasman manusheshu kashchin me priyakrittamaha. Anyone who takes the message of Gita, my message of my Gita to people, they become extremely dear to me, he says. Very, very dear to me. Because Krishna's main mission in the material world is to, send all the jivas from here back home, back to Godhead. Lord comes only for that purpose. He comes and performs pastimes, leelas, paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya dushkritam, dharma samstapanarthaya. So he comes to do dharma samstapan, and you can also assist in that dharma samstapan by distributing books, by giving classes, preaching, going and doing Harinam Sankirtan, distributing prasadam, and giving class. So many things you can do. So not only Krishna, even Acharyas like Prabhupada in old age, how much they struggled in their old age. He had a couple of heart attacks. He went in Jaladuta and America. Prabhupada said, I am trying. One day on Bhaktivinoda Thakur's appearance day, Prabhupada was speaking. He said, all of you have been sent by my spiritual master so that, you can assist in the mission of spreading Lord Chaitanya's message in the Western world. And he said, I have no qualification. All I am made up of is simply mercy of my Guru. And then Prabhupada broke down to tears. It's a very, very famous short lecture it is. So Prabhupada struggled actually a lot in the first 1 year to get any helping hand. Now you all are learned now, so much in the philosophy. In those days, Prabhupada sent out devotees who were only 6 months old or 1 year old. Nowadays, our devotees are getting training 6, 7 years, even before joining the temple or before getting married. It's so much intake. It's like loading and loading and loading lot of knowledge. They have to take so many classes. So it's like a plant. Okay, for plant you give water, you give manure, you make fence and everything. But after the plant grows into a tree, then what is it expected to do? Yeah, give leaves, give flowers, give fruits, give shelter, give shade, correct now? Imagine you are a 20-year-old boy or 25-year-old boy, you are a diaper and come to the college. People will laugh, hey, what happened to this boy? Similarly, if somebody has been around in Krishna consciousness 8 years, 10 years, but doesn't preach, doesn't distribute books, he is still saying, Prabhuji, nobody is giving me love. There was one devotee in those days in the kitchen, used to assist. His body was very big, tall and hefty fellow. But his one of the Bhaktivinoda Maharaj used to tell him that, see, you are so grown up, your body is so big, but you are crying like a baby that nobody loves you. He was very emotionally needy. He expected everybody will pamper him. Everybody will give him a lollipop, even after becoming so grown up, very big also. So he said, you are around for last 10 years, 8 years, Prabhu, grow up. So one devotee told Maharaj, we are all like your children. Maharaj said, that's very good, but you have to grow up also. Don't remain children, he said. So growing up means you become like elder brother. You do some good for the other suffering souls. If you are not growing up, you are always taking, not giving anything. You have come to 3rd year, you come to 4th year, you are a working devotee. You just go to company in the morning and come back in the night and then wash your clothes and then go to sleep, take your prasad, that's all. What are you doing for the outside world? Ideally speaking, one should throw everything to the wind and take this movement as life and soul. We don't say you can't marry. There are, how many of you know, even married people are full-time in ISKCON, correct? There are many married full-time people. They have taken this as their life and soul. We are not against marriage, if somebody wants to marry, but how many of the youths trained in our voices are ready to come forward and say that, Prabhu, for me, Krishna consciousness is #1 priority. Actually, if Krishna consciousness is your #1 priority, then you don't have to worry about money. Because, like Lilananda Prabhu, our Balagovind Prabhu, all these people, if you see, if this kind of practice sincerely, seriously you do, then wherever you go and put up a program, hundreds of people will come, they will give you a donation. A part of donation you can use for your family expenses also. Not a problem. Just 10%, 5% of what you are bringing money, use it for your basic needs, roti, kapda, makan, food, clothing, shelter. And then 24/7 you are engaged in expanding the movement. So for that you have to be spiritually very serious. You should be able to study the Shastras and give good classes. You should be able to create interest in the people, make them chant and put up a community. Many have done it like that. So in the event of you are not able to do that, at least you are doing a job, okay, Prabhu, all day I will do job and make money, but evenings I will come and do some book distribution, some preaching. At least as a part-time devotee, one should be able to do, if not a full-time devotee. If one cannot do daily part-time service to Krishna, at least one should do weekly one service on Sunday. Right now, it's a holiday, Saturday, Sunday. In San Jose, His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu. All the boys I see in the weekend, Friday evening when they come from the company, they will all go in groups to different parts of, the city. And some people are traveling even 2-3 hours by trains and other things to go to other places to distribute books and come. Everybody carries boxes of books. They go to different places. They go in groups, small groups, every weekend. Therefore, they are called weekend warriors, Yeah. Saturday, Sunday, 2 days. And they will come only Sunday night and come and give the score. Monday morning will be announced. So we are not pushing people so much here that everybody should go out. You are also doing some distribution, but that's not our first priority. Many times we want to make devotees. So, although a lot of freedom is given to you, you have to feel for Prabhupada. You have to feel for Krishna. Then when you have that feeling, then you can take initiative. The initiative comes from that feeling. Like for example, why a boy is ready to go to company? Because he sees a beautiful girl, I say, I want to marry this girl. And girl's father will ask you, what is her per annum? How much? Correct, na? Then 15 lakh per annum, 20 lakh per annum. Then father will say, okay, then I'll give my girl. If you want that girl, then you have to work hard and bring money. That's why in India they say, if a boy is lazy, get him married. You say, na? Why they say, as soon as he is married, 3 people will be behind you. Your wife, your sister and your mother. Yeah, 3 people will be behind you. They will all say that, beta, shaadi ho gaya, kuch kasrat karo, paisa lao. Mother will say. Naturally, wife will give the biggest push. Because she will be insecure and afraid whether this fellow will maintain me or not. So you have to work. And sister also tells the brother, many times sisters give good advice to brothers. Hey, don't be lazy, go out, do something. So, in this way, you can be driven by the womanly push to work hard and bring money and put up a family, or you can be pushed by, impelled by Hladini potency, Srimati Radharani, Antaranga Shakti, be inspired by devotion to be able to do something for Krishna's movement. Anybody else?
Prabhuji, one more question. Like when preaching coordinator comes and tells this day we have to go for MMC, by hearing that at that moment only we feel fear, but somehow he pushes us and we go for MMC. After coming back, we'll feel so much happy, and again it happens for another week.
Yeah, for taking the initiative, there's a little resistance from inside.
It's correct, due to mind or
it's mind only, yeah. Yeah. That means resistance to taking initiative is called lethargy. That's the definition of lethargy. If somebody wants to definition of laziness, what is definition of laziness? Resistance to the right thing. Correct, no? The morning also, winter season, chill winter, to come out of the bed and remove the blanket and get up and take bath. There is some amount of resistance by the mind. But somehow you push against that resistance and take a bath and wear tilak and wear fresh dhoti kurta and come to the temple hall, you feel very happy after that. So then that happiness is sattva-guna happiness. But if you remain in the bed, don't get up, that is tamo-guna happiness. And tamo-guna happiness is binding. Sattva-guna happiness is liberating. So you want to be liberated or bound? Yeah. Then we should be agreeable to, going against that resistance. And that's why advantage of staying in the voice with devotees. You have to get up, otherwise you have to write Mahamantra later on. Correct, no? So you will get up. Same manner, going for MMCs. One has to, though MMC doing devotee also gets a cookie or he doesn't get? MMC doing cookie, he also gets one cookie. MMC doing devotee, he doesn't get?
We will get Sunday feast.
Acha, is it only Sunday?
Should we give?
Huh?
Should we give?
Yeah, if you give, they'll go happy. Acha, we count and give, huh?
It is told to them, if you take follow cookie, you will fall down.
That is because in those days, the follow prasadam was not cooked by devotees. It was sometimes they would purchase and then offer it. The quality is not that high. It is made by devotees, then if they're giving only cookie you give, or Vadusha and other things also you give.
Sometimes now they are making coconut laddus and like different foods.
Or if it is made here locally, offered to the Lord and given, that if they take, no problem. Yeah. But it shouldn't happen that in a week they eat 8 sweets in 7 days.
Instead of own father.
And eating sweet daily will make your senses strong. When senses become very strong, they will push you to indulge in sex life. Therefore, sweet should be taken very moderately. Daily sweet is not good. For brahmacharis also, we have only once in a week, correct? No? Once a week we have. Cookie is not that sweet thing, cookie. But you give what all you give? Coconut laddu?
Coconut laddu. Gaja.
Khaja. One full, is it?
There is this much really.
Okay.
Like square.
That kind of
Cube.
thing. Okay.
Sometimes
See, for those boys, MMC boys come how many times a week? 3 times a week? Twice a week?
Twice a week devotees go for it.
Okay. Those 2 days, if the MMC wala, he also takes one, no problem, I think. Or if it is big sweet, then let him take half.
Small.
Not too much. Small only it is. Okay. If it is made by devotees only. Even if you are purchasing a rasgulla from outside, we should not eat it. Devotees should not eat it. We are already having high standard. Yeah. Mm.
Really, sometimes we may feel lethargy because I don't know what to speak there.
Right.
That is why somebody may not go for a preaching. When we are
Actually, we should have some kind of training for what all they can speak to newcomers. Like I had in those days, no? Let us check whether it is there. Speaking to newcomers.
I am arranging for every Monday evening I want to take that, but devotee should come for that. 20 minutes.
See, newcomers. It's not there.
You have given material, we have material which is given by you.
Is it, huh?
It may not be on site already, but
It's not there, I think, here. Huh? MMC? Not in MMC. It's for newcomers, what is written there? Okay, you have it, huh?
yes, in your laptop also it will be there, not website. Directly on laptop will be
Acha, is it? What is the name?
there. Short stories, 1000 stories for a first year like that it is.
Shall I use that?
1000 stories.
Huh? What is it? Huh? Other? Is that? The website, where is it? What I should put?
Other 11
Other learn materials, huh? In there, what is there? This is all MMC is there. No. He is not talking about MMC. He is talking about for newcomers, what to talk to very new people.
We have that. Teaching encyclopedia also is there.
Yeah. But you are taking, see here, this one I have written here, RS to newcomers. In this, there are some things I have put for newcomers also, yeah. Okay. Anyway, if you're taking on mind, see one thing is, students,
Really, I am ready to take training, but devotee should come for it.
but how is the study chart? You're taking care of that also?
Study they are able to do.
Is it? How many hours in a week?
Those are study.
How many hours in a week?
Per day, minimum 3 to 4 hours.
Really? They're getting?
They are in final year. Really. Those are in third year.
Third year?
Shannon, bro, how much you are studying?
2 to 3 hours.
20 hours every day?
2 to 3 hours.
3 hours every day. Yeah. That's going on steadily. You all fill up also, study chart?
Yes, true.
Okay, bro, how much you are studying?
2 to 3 hours.
Right. And weekends? Weekends you all study how much? Weekends, that?
Weekends, how much you study?
5-6 hours.
Very good. That's very good. That means in 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, you study for 6 hours each, it's 12, plus another 5 days, 3 hours, 15. Huh? So 12 plus 15, yeah, it's good. Very good. It's very good. Over and above that, if you can take out some time to learn these things, it will be very helpful. Actually, these things cannot be very much forcibly instituted, because it's like telling a son, be responsible and do something for your parents. It will be ridiculous. Huh? You should have a feeling for... How many of you feel that we should have feeling for parents? You feel? Correct, no? Or somebody says, hey, your grandmother is suffering, she wants to go to hospital, can't you take her? No, 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 I am playing video games, I can't come, somebody says. It's very irresponsible, correct, no? So, actually, our previous generation was highly responsible. Now the current generation is very, very horrible it is. They don't somehow or other feel the responsibility at all. Huh? Just as they don't feel responsibility for mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, what to speak of responsibility for God? Huh? That's a very big thing. Correct, no? They are only in a taking mode. देते जाओ, देते जाओ, देते जाओ. मैं खाते जाऊंगा, कुछ नहीं करूंगा. Very bad. Therefore, at least after hearing the lectures, after reading Prabhupada's books, we should know at least what is right action and move towards that. Yeah, thank you.
Guruji, before taking next question, we'd just like to thank Balgo and Proj. He has to go to program.
Yes.
Actually, especially we called Proj to meet with you, Proj. Okay. Balgo and Proj, our regular game preacher also, device also, anytime you call, he comes. He just lives here, just half kilometer Proj from here.
Achha.
I'd like to thank Proj for continuously coming. Proj, can you please? We would like to thank him, Proj, for taking out his time whenever we are calling Proj is coming.
Yes.
And we'd like to give this one gift to Proj. This is...
You already engaging me services.
Proj, this is more Proj. Same thing, chasing rhinos with Swami.
Oh, okay.
Achha.
Yes.
Haribol, Haribol.
Haribol!
Thank you, Prabhu. You are always available, I heard. You are doing wonderful service.
Yes, Prabhu. So I request all the leaders here to engage me.
Wonderful.
However, I'm available here.
Very nice, Prabhu.
I don't have a job. I'm waiting for the service.
Wonderful, amazing.
He's like Vanaprastha, Proj. Your first Vanaprastha in Hyderabad.
Yeah, that is, he has given so much boost to Leland also. Doing very well. Thank you.
So I'd like to thank Proj Laldu Chang 3 times. Haribol! 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 One last question.
Hare Krishna. So, Prabhuji, this is regarding the example of Srila Prabhupada quitting the Jhansi preaching. So, regarding that, there was a Chanakya's quote, like, a person should not strive to achieve impossible. Even the best efforts can fail if the time and circumstances are not right. So, sometimes we might be like overconfident about ourselves that we can achieve this impossible task. And sometimes it is that we'll be too optimistic also that we can achieve if we keep trying our best. And sometimes even as Krishna and Bhagavad Gita says that you keep putting your efforts and don't think about a result of the action, you just do your action. So we think like that and we keep striving towards that impossible task. So, and it's just a waste of time, no? Like how to identify a task that is like really impossible or it is something achievable to by us. So we may not get immediate results. So in most of the cases, we'll not get immediate results, right? So we'll just have to keep putting our efforts. So by putting that efforts, we might just lose our time more and more. And it just happens that we'll...
But there are parameters to assess, what is real success, what constitutes success. Correct, no? Say, I'll tell you a simple example. Somebody tried for IIT JEE, second attempt he made, third attempt he made. And he is repeatedly making IIT attempts and he is failing in the engineering also. 3 years have passed. Should he try still? He shouldn't try. At certain point of time, he has to stop. Correct, no? Not wasting time. Instead, he can focus on what he is currently doing. This is one example I am telling you. What constitutes success, overall in society, people know. When you are making effort, whether it's worth the effort or not. And another thing is certain areas are not suitable for us. Somehow we have got into it and then we realize that in this direction I'm putting initiative, it's not producing anything good. Very quickly you realize it. then we should not think that, oh, 3 months have got wasted, better I keep doing the same thing. No. Even though time is wasted, it is always good to take another initiative and drop this one. Correct, no? Because if you don't drop it now, you will lose even more time later. Correct, no? Actually, so therefore, you can begin with the end in mind. Whenever you start any initiative. This is the end I am embarking upon. And like for Ram, it was clear. We have to find out Sita, no matter how hard it is. So end is very clear. What is to be achieved. Isn't it? Huh? Yeah. End goal should be clear, and also efforts also. Am I putting exorbitant efforts? Or am I putting less efforts? So then one can think about. Okay. The report, no? Yes. You already sent me a thing in the email, no? Same?
No, that is...
That is different. That is Gachibowli and condensed, right? Is?
Condensed.